Let's get down to business.
To review
Mulan. Alright, we got it.
Woohoo! It sucks.
Hi, and welcome to our first ever episode of That Price, where we watch a new release and question, is it worth that price? I'm your host Alex, joined by Becky.
Hello.
A Lewis.
Hello.
And a Holly.
Hola.
So this is our first ever episode. How are we feeling, guys? Are we excited?
Yeah, I suppose, given the film we watched, I mean...
Oh yeah, it's a great one. We decided to watch the newly released, even though it could have been released ages ago, Mulan. 2020's Mulan.
Every family must contribute one man to fight.
You're a war hero. You've already made many great sacrifices.
My father cannot fight, so I will take his place.
The story follows a young girl named Mulan who goes to war in her father's place as he's a bit old and weak, and on the way she learns to embrace her womanhood, I think.
Her chi?
Her chi or something, and yeah, and there's a lot of big battles, a lot of magical musical moments, there's a lot of singing, a lot of animation, colourful characters. It's so a lot. No, I watched the wrong one, didn't I?
Oh, right.
Oh no,
what did you
I watched Mulan 2020. That was, yeah.
My condolences. That's all I can say.
So what did everyone think of 2020 Mulan?
I gave a good effort.
I did try, yeah.
I gave it the benefit of the doubt. But even so, it still bored me. I still found it really, really like by the numbers and stale. It's the first time in a long time I've been watching a film, and it's made me sort of like vividly aware of how sort of paint by numbers and generic most films are now. Like even the cinematography is just so like cookie cutter, and like this is a modern film, Disney film. Here you go. It's so like it felt really bare minimum.
Yeah, like going into this, seeing the trailers and whatnot, like I get Mulan's story has the element of war, but it's like, why does every live action Disney film have such an epic, over the top battle now? Why is it so painted by the numbers with characters and themes, I guess? I was kind of hoping something different with this one. I got something different, but it wasn't good.
I think that they tried to go so different that it was too much. Like it was like, okay, we're gonna cut so much out of just like not even just like the animation, but like the actual original as well. Like the animation is more like the original now than the live action is, and it just, I don't think it's fitting for kids like that it was meant to be. I don't think that kids would be able to last through that film at all because it's so boring and lifeless. I didn't feel any connection with any character. I didn't believe any of the dialogue, especially between Mulan and her new love interest. I felt it was really cheesy and bland.
I agree. I thought it was really boring and bland, and I just kept longing for something that was even remotely like the original. Like, I missed the fact that Mushu wasn't there, or our little dragon, and that he got replaced with this horrendous freaking phoenix that just popped up out of the blue, and it's like, oh look, just remember our ancestors are here, and it was like, oh, it's all shoved in your face. And I hated in a way that they even had the little jingles of the original music in there, because I knew what that song should have been and how good and energetic it was, and it used to make me feel. And I was like, in a way, they've sort of tarnished the old songs and ruined it with this boringness.
That kind of leads into a thought I was having all throughout the film, and it was bothering me all throughout the film. I kind of couldn't get over it. And it was the obvious struggle with tone, and also being sort of like referential and deferring to the original, while still trying to I don't know what it was, but it's almost like at times they were trying to be realistic, but then still sort of like pulling back and going, actually, no, this is sort of going to remind everyone of the animated film. We still need to lean on that. We still need to try and almost go halfway and please those people too, but also not go all the way in the other direction, like we were saying, and be different. So straddling that tone has just made it kind of a nothing film tonally. It's one of the few films I've watched recently where I can confidently say it has almost no tone. No tone at all. It's just bereft. It's so plastic. No, I didn't take to it at all.
For me, its biggest issues is it missed a lot of the big moments that were, like, not to refer too much to the original, but it missed a lot of, like, big impactful moments. Like, even if you completely forget that film in total, like, when she goes off and she decides that she's going to war, like, that whole scene was missed for me. It was just, like, it was a very, like, she just decided in that moment, I'm going to go, and there was no build-up. I didn't feel any empowerment. I didn't feel anything with her at all. It was just, she's off to war now. Like, there was no, like, yeah, she can do this. Feel the empowerment. And the only thing you had to add to that was her father's dialogue over the top, which for me killed it even more. It really pulled me more away from her, and if anything, more like I get more of her father's side, but not even still enough.
I felt that too. And towards the start of the film, I was trying to work out what you would do, you know, to sort of foster that connection to the characters and make you actually care later on during the action scenes. And I kind of thought maybe it needs more time, more breathing room. But then I went back to the fact that it's also really boring, and I wouldn't want it to be longer. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, I wouldn't know what to do with this film to sort of bring that emotional sort of connection down to the viewer. I don't know.
Saying don't compare it to the original, I say yes, you definitely can, because there's so many beats in this that is just the original. It's basically, you know, Dad is unwell, she takes her place, fight, saves the Emperor. It's basically the same film, just done in so bland. And then you have the message, which is not like equality or not even to a sense like feminism, you know, you can be as good as the guys, because straight away the first scene you see, she's a Jedi doing unbelievable stuff, and it like when that happened, I was just sitting there going, oh, okay, right, so the tone and message is going to be different, and it was just bland. I kind of grew to hate Mulan massively.
I really hated that in this movie, that they sort of made you like superhuman, that she's got the chai, and I was just sat there thinking, like, am I watching a rip-off version of Star Wars? Like, they were like, the chai is strong with you, and I was like, the Force is strong with this one.
Chai's tea. Chi.
Oh, chai!
Where she does,
chai, chi, whatever it is.
There is a scene where she pours tea. I assume you're referring to that bit,
Yeah.
that part of the film.
Yeah, definitely.
I think with that is, like, the message wasn't meant to be in the sense of, like, her becoming great and powerful. It was meant to be, like, don't be ashamed of your skills. But then, I might just be a bit of an asshole with this, but it was making me go, yeah, you should embrace yourself if you're this great, but any other woman that doesn't have similar skills, like her sister, get married to a man and stay in the kitchen. That's what the film told me. That's not my opinion. That's what the film was told me.
Yeah. So the whole thing was, you know, be yourself. And whatever the end result is of that, the conclusion, it doesn't matter, you can still make a difference. But if you've got, you know, all that chi, does it really matter? Like, I think they've missed the message by a hair there. Or maybe not even a hair, like by a gulf.
I really hated the action scenes where they added this sort of slow-mo, you know, kick-ass bit, and I was like, when I was watching them, I was just like hiding behind my eyes. I was like, no, it was terrible. Like, why could they have not just made it a bit more realistic, do normal stunts? Why did they have to add this superhuman, superpower thing in? This ruined it.
Can we also just talk about, like, you know, when she decides that she needs to be true, and she decides to be a idiot and take off her armour so that she's less able to get stabbed? And also, that she decides to take down her hair, but yet it's a feminist film. But no, not once in the film did she get her face covered by hair. It was just, fighting, woo!
And no one tried to pull her hair either, which I imagine would happen in a war scenario.
Especially because it was so long.
Yeah.
Can I just point out how you were wrong, though, Holly? She did remove her armor, yeah, but she kept her leg armor on to look like a skirt because feminism, maybe?
Well, it protects her vagina.
Yes,
So
that
feminism.
was it.
That's the most powerful asset as a feminist. I mean, she's not a feminist. What? I mean, what?
Maybe her vagina is her tribe.
And the witch, I at the start I was really interested by her. I was like, right, it's going its own way, whatever. I'm really interested because she's quite powerful. It's gonna be. I like the idea that it's a female hero against a female villain. You know, the whole equality side of it. But then she ends up doing nothing. But the main issue I had with her was she's dumb as. 3 times you see her shift into someone else. Why didn't she just kill Boring Khan and take over? Done. Like, that would have been great. I was waiting for it to happen constantly, and then she just never did it. And I was like, you are dumb. You are so dumb. I hope you get shot by an arrow when you're an eagle.
Yeah, they had a deal, you see.
Yes, a deal.
No. Just leave it.
But the deal, like...
That's it.
Like, but he was going to make it so she could be equal, and if she just killed him and became him, she could have done it herself.
But then she'd be better, and that's not the message they want.
Clearly not.
I sort of wish Disney didn't make this. I wish it was just a normal film company had gone and made this, because I feel like they probably could have made a really good a sort of like adult version of Mulan, where she was like properly going into war, and we saw a proper war without the superhero stuff. And maybe if they actually just went back and told the original ever story of Mulan before Disney had even touched it, I feel like that could have been a really, really good film. But obviously Disney got their hands on it, and
this is exactly what I mean with them trying to mix it. Like, they want those big gritty war sequences, and they want you to feel like emotional investment in the soldiers dying, but they just can't. Like, it bothered me how they keep cutting away when people are getting like stabbed and slashed. I became very aware of that like really quickly. I was like, they can't just quite let it sort of mature into like the story it should be if you're going to do it live action. Like, if you're going to do it, I'm not saying they should have, but if you're going to do this story, they just can't let it like off the reins. It has to be clamped to the animation, unfortunately.
But that would be interesting.
I mean, of course, yeah.
Like you're saying, like, see, with this one, you either go all out, do it like mature and all that, but you can't do that because it's Disney. So then you have to do the original, like the animated Mulan again. You have to do that because it was full of charm and magic and character and fun. And they just somehow found this perfect little middle spot of none of it.
Yeah.
And I can't help but respect that.
Yeah.
You know, well done.
As such, can we talk about how boring Mulan is compared to the animated Mulan? As a character, like, oh my god. Like, it's night and day. She was so bad in the new one. So incredibly bad compared to, I don't know, just how like, sort of captivating she is in the animation. Like, you like her immediately. She's got some personality. In this one, she's just sort of grungy. Oh, I'm got loads of secrets. What am I gonna do? Oh, I guess I'll go to the palace now and do this, I suppose.
Like, I don't know if you could do it in a live action, but something that I found really distracting is she's a girl, and she doesn't hide that well at all. Like, the first interaction with new love interest, I just couldn't stop laughing going, he's going to call her a girl, because she looks like a girl with a hat on.
She should have taken her hair and, like, glued it to her face. And then glued some to the bottom.
I sort of, in a way, don't know why they went for such a girly girl. Like, if it's supposed to be about feminism and women empowerment, then why did they not just sort of go for like maybe a normal body shaped woman? Why again did they go for like super skinny model? Why not go for like a size 12 normal average woman size that maybe would have had a bit more broader shoulders and maybe from behind, could have technically passed as a man? Why
You
go
want
for that?
Sigourney Weaver? Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah.
You want Sigourney Weaver like a handsome woman with broad shoulders,
Yes.
and then you're okay.
You bitch!
I really hated being slapped in the face so many times with the loyal, brave, true. Like, I could have done a shot for every single time that they did that and be dead. Like, honestly.
Yeah. It was so like overly reiterated in such a horrible way that when they put the extra character icon on the back of the sword and he was like, read it out loud, I was like, oh, go on then, family. She was like, devotion to family. I was like, you. You. Get off my TV, you.
Just on that note, with like the ending, it's like you again comparing that to the original. In the original, Mulan uses her smarts to outwit and trick the villain to shoot himself essentially with a rocket. No, set himself up to get hit by the rocket, right? In this, she does a Neo kick in the air and blow sword into the guy. And it's I don't know, just stuff like that just made me go, this is the wrong message. This is dumb.
This is Damp Squib the movie. It is just like so fucking standard, and yeah, that'd be my review. Just fucking standard, generic, whatever.
Yeah. If you're a superhuman, only then you'll get accepted for being a woman.
Yes. But if you're an everyday woman, stay in the kitchen. I didn't say it, Mulan did.
Make some tea.
Also, if a spider lands on the table and you try and save everyone from it, that's your fault.
But also, it has to be a really bad CGI spider. It can't be
Yeah. And then if you also try and save the china from smashing on the floor, but don't quite manage, that's also your fault.
Would everyone say that was worth that price? I just would like to point out that not only did I have to subscribe to Disney Plus, I had to pay an extra 20 quid to it. What we thinking?
So I'm gonna pretend that I also subscribed to Disney Plus and didn't skank your account. No. I'm also gonna pretend that I paid 20 quid for it. I need to get in that headspace, Just I'm average person who's paid for it themselves, and no way, not a chance. 20 quid plus your subscription. Like, are you mad? No.
And yet we did that, Becky.
No, I wouldn't have been happy paying a $5 for this, to be honest. So no, I'm glad I didn't go to cinema to see it. Imagine all that time and effort. Oh, buying snacks as well. Oh, no, that.
Holly.
I think I should actually get my money back from this. Because technically, because mine froze so much, I watched it twice, technically. So I think I should get my money back.
Yeah, as a film, it's about the most bang average film I've ever seen, or up there it's amongst them.
I wouldn't even say it's bang average. I'd say
below
it's
average.
Really below average.
Below average, yeah. To be fair, I might have been a bit generous there, a bit kind.
So yeah, we didn't think it was worth that price. What about you? Did you think it was worth the subscription plus the extra money? If you did, so leave us a comment. If you didn't, give us a comment as well. Let's hear your voices and opinions. I'd like to know what everyone else is thinking. We hope to see you again soon. Like, share and subscribe, and follow most of us on Letterboxd. Not Becky, she's rubbish. Bye!
Bye!
Oh, how fun would this have been though if it was all Northern? That would have been well good, wouldn't
That
it?
would have been incredible.
It wouldn't have been family. It would have been like, oh, fish and chips or a cup of tea.